Hello, Married to Children fans. This is Matt from Team Australia of the Married to Children podcast. And today, I'm going to review a Bundy food combination. We've already reviewed toothpaste sandwiches, tangwiches, and some of the other actual foods, such as the Hostess range that's been on Married to Children over the years. But today, this week's episode of Season 10, Episode 17, the Agony Extra C, Al and the lads of No Now eat beer and Froot Loops for breakfast. The most important meal of the day, you know. Well, okay, so as a boy, even back then, I thought Froot Loops were just glorified sugar. They all tasted the same. Well, who knows, maybe they don't beer or enhance them. Well, I'm going to see if I can regret this or not. So I've got my Froot Loops here, which are obviously very popular here in Australia, along with the US. I've got a bottle of Miller from the local liquor store. It didn't have any Budweiser, and they didn't have any other American beer, so this is the closest to Girly Girl, the beer that Al likes in Married to Children in real life that I could find. I've got my favourite cereal bowl from when I was a boy, before I even knew what Married to Children was, my Pikachu cereal bowl, with Pikachu in all various stances. I had many bowls of cereal for breakfast out of this as a boy, watching Pokemon, amongst other shows. And if it all becomes a load of epic fail, as I like to say when I was a teenager, especially my late teens, a nice cup of tea. Because what is breakfast without tea? Well, personally, I like tea or lunch, dinner, before I go to bed. Tea's good at any time of the day, to be honest. Well, I better get under the way with this. Well, first one for Froot Loops. Let's get these in here. Come on, Pikachu. Right, nice decent sized bowl of Froot Loops here. As a boy, I would have quite liked to serve a bowl. Didn't have Froot Loops much as a boy, but that's all right. And now, here comes the beer. Okay. No turning back now, Matty. You're doing this for the podcast. You're doing this for Al Bundy. Okay, Ed O'Neill, Katie Segal, Christina Applegate, David Faustino. If any of you are watching this, well, I salute all your work. Same to all the other cast and crew members. Here we go. I need to just have another spoonful of more Froot Loops and beer in it, I think. Okay. Not disgusting, just weird. I wouldn't recommend trying this unless you really love beer and or Froot Loops. Gives a sort of a fizzy taste. It can taste the bitterness of the beer. This is Miller, a lager, so it's not really bitter. Decent on its own as a drink, but not my most favourite beers. I don't mind a Miller. I used to like it a lot when I was 18, 19, but you're not my most favourite of beers. I should have one more spoonful to see how it tastes when it's soggy. Because cereal goes soggy, whether you've got milk, juice, beer, water on it. Well, it actually holds up its crunch pretty well in the beer. That's interesting. Doesn't smell overtly beery. Maybe the beer and the sugar are mixing. Who knows? I'll have a sip of tea before I have one more spoonful, just to make sure we get a proper soggy test in. Have a sip of tea. And this is one of my Married Children mugs here. Social Issues and Stuff with Kelly, that great NBS show. Well, over 30 years ago now. One more spoonful, I think. Alright, show me your worst beer with Froot Loops. Okay, so my verdict is, unless you are a school leaver on leavers or schoolies, depending on what state or territory you're in Australia, and are doing all sorts of wicked things with beer, are some sort of alcoholic, or are really giddy and foolish, I overall wouldn't recommend this combination. There are far worse combinations of food. I mean, this is much better than I imagine a toothpaste sandwich would be. Ugh, no. And I'm not sure how eating dry Tang or Kool-Aid between bread would be, but personally, I wouldn't recommend this. You can see why Al and the guys from No Man would eat this combination, but I personally wouldn't do it again. But yeah, Froot Loops and beer, best enjoyed separately. So this is Matt from the Married to Children Podcast down here in Australia. We'd like to wish you all a great day, and yes, be sure to tune in for this week's episode and future episodes of the podcast. Well, I'll make sure the next time I cheat on breakfast, just want to say before I go, I'll make it a nice fry-up. Lewis, if you're watching this, you'll be pleased to hear that. Until then, bye-bye.